Today, I'm going to be talking about Call of the Sea, but for anyone who hasn't played it yet, here's a quick spoiler-free rundown of the game. So in Call of the Sea, you play Nora Everhart. She and her husband, Harry, are explorers. When Nora comes down with a life-threatening illness that the doctors can't even explain, Harry tries to find the answers, but he doesn't return for a long time. So playing as Nora, you try to track down Harry. This game is mostly about solving puzzles, riddles, and exploring new things. Call of the Sea can be compared to games such as What Remains of Edith Finch and ABZU, mostly for their exploration-based gameplay. Call of the Sea is available on all platforms with the exception of Nintendo Switch. Also, this game looks amazing, the lighting and environments are almost perfect, and each environment is unique to one another. So if you're into puzzle and exploration-based games, then this game is definitely for you. And I can honestly say that this game feels like a breath of fresh air, just getting to fully embrace the story and getting to play some really hard puzzles. It's just something I haven't done in a while. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the spoilers. If you haven't played the game, then I recommend that you play it, then come back and watch this video. So I went into this game blind, and I didn't know that it would be such a big puzzle game, which is fine because I haven't played those types of games in a while, but even though it's still about completing puzzles and exploring, there was still a really good amount of story too, and they start you off by knowing little to nothing. But as you continue on through the story, you learn things about both the past and present. Also, off the start of the game, I got a big Sea of Thieves vibe, mostly just from the first mission, and I think that it was just because of the art style and the world around you. And as I said earlier, the game visually looks amazing and pleasing to the eye. I mean, look at this mission and this one. They managed to make both bright and dark places look stunning. They make each mission show that life has went on in these places. Just walking around in each mission feels cinematic as well. Now, I want to take a little break from the gameplay for a minute and explain the story in a better detail. So, as I said earlier, you play as Nora Everhart. Her whole bloodline has this sort of disease or curse that leaves these black splotches on their skin and makes them weak to the point of death. So Nora's husband, Harry Everhart, tries to find any way to save her. So he takes a team to a mysterious island that has been rumored to house ancient beings and an ancient power that he thinks could be the cure for Nora's sickness. Harry sends notes in a box to Nora, telling her where to go and how to find him. So Nora takes it upon herself to go find him. Following his tracks along the way, she soon runs into the first sighting of this mysterious black ooze. Once it consumes her, she's in a sort of trance-like state, not being in full control of her body, until she jumps into the water, where we see the effects of this black ooze. She wakes up on a beach and sees that her husband and his group left a campsite there. She then finds a door in the mountainside, and when it opens, she hikes up top of a huge mountain where she finds her husband's next campsite, along with some ancient ruins, which leads her to a room with more ruins in it, but there is a code to them that leads her to a room with a strange device as well. And when she places her hand into it, she turns into a sea creature, which is a result of coming into contact with the black ooze. She uses her new ability to travel through underwater cave systems and finds where an ancient beings used to live, which then leads her to the ritual temple where her kind choose to be normal and die or become part of the sea life. This is where you make the big choice at the end of the game as well. You either go home and live forever with the sea life, or stay with Harry and die a slow, painful death. In a way, both of them are bad endings, one being dying a slow death and the other one being living forever alone. And I know that might have been a lot fast, but the game paces out the story way better by adding in puzzles and exploration. This game's story and gameplay doesn't really start to pick up till about chapter 4 through 6. Not to say that the rest aren't good. I really like the feel and look of chapter 2 a lot. The lighting on that mission is just off the charts. And chapter 3 does also look nice. I mean, it is really dark for most of it, but the main thing I don't like about both those missions or chapters are the puzzles. I might just be really dumb, but the chapter 2 puzzle was by far the hardest one to figure out, and chapter 3 wasn't much easier, and it was really just a walking simulator, which got kind of annoying at times. Also, each mission to advance, you need to look at everything and find all the little pages around the map, which I'm not a big fan of, because when it comes to games, I'm not playing it to read a story, I'm playing it to witness a good story. So with that being said, there is a lot of reading, but all the reading isn't too long and allows you to better understand the story. Also, the transitions between levels kind of pull you out of the immersion and give me that old PlayStation 1 vibe, which isn't really a good thing with today's standards for games. Now, Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 combined have to be my favorite missions in the game, mostly for the puzzles and story-building narratives in them. Chapter 6 does feel like a perfect place to end it off at, and is really unique. At the end of the day, this game is good, but I personally wouldn't say it was good for me. Now, I did enjoy it, but that style of game, for me, is a one-and-done kind of thing, and I don't usually like to play them often. But with that being said, I would still rate this game a 7 out of 10, and I would recommend that you give it a try and tell me what you thought about this game in the comments. Also, if you did enjoy, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It would be much appreciated, and I have a lot more content coming soon. And yeah, thanks for watching.